So that's probably the difference between a teacher and a content creator, right? So a content creator is going to, well, he doesn't bother about, having notes. But I am going to use notes when I speak in front of audiences because I'm not really familiar with the audiences. But anyway, I would like to see hands. How many of you know people that you really don't want to talk to because of the topic of conversation? Because probably it is racist, it is related to something that you just really don't want to listen to. How many of you? Can I see hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100? Okay. Now, how many of you know at least one person that you don't want to talk to because of the way this person talks? Or you just don't want to talk to this person, period? How many of you? So many. Okay, probably more. So sometimes, well, most of the times, in a conversation, we are going to pay attention to the topic of conversation and also how this person speaks, right? So those two are the key. Even we need to remember that, well, I'm going to read my note, Henry Higgins, and the movie My Fair Lady. Probably, this movie is super old, so probably most of you, I'm pretty sure that you haven't even been born. Maybe your grandparents used to watch this movie. So Henry Higgins said that two best topics to start conversation is going to be related to health and weather, right? So when you see somebody, you're going to say, how are you? It's a nice day, isn't it, right? But especially during the pandemic, those two topics will keep us in trouble most of the time. Well, think about it. Sometimes when I stepped to the building of the university, suddenly I saw my friend over there, and then my friend will will say something that makes me very unhappy. For example, you look very healthy. You look more fresh today. Or these couple of months, it seems like that your wardrobes are new, or your shirts are new, or your dresses are new, or something like that. So I realized that actually that person would like to say that I am fatter. And yes, I gained a lot of weight, probably 12 kilograms during the pandemic because I was so lazy. Not because I was so lazy, but I did not find any time for me to be active. So that's why I gained weight. And also about weather. Sometimes it will keep us in trouble as well because of the climate change, right? You don't like when people talk about, for example, earthquake or what is going on, around them, related to the weather or related to their environment. So it is not a good topic anymore to talk about. So some of the topics that we have to start a conversation these days will cause arguments, right? I saw that there are a lot of, or probably a couple of communication gurus right here. Mr. Shihab is here, one of the lecturers at the communication study program. And also we have here Mas Rofi. We know that he is one of the most popular content creators in Indonesia, right? And also the best students from President University. So I'm not going to be here to teach you about how to communicate, or I'm just going to share with you my experience in dealing with problems in communication in the workplace. So probably we can go to the next slide so you can see my super weird face 7 years ago. So probably some of you are wondering why my name is Samantha over there, right? Because actually my name is Annie, it is not Samantha, but I have so many names. It was because I was in undercover. I worked undercover 7 years ago. So it was when I was in the US. So I was forced to work because I had no choice. I had to collect some money to survive, right? So that's why I worked. So the way I worked was, you can say illegal. That's why I have another name. I work with immigrants from, most of them are from Mexico, and you know that most of them are illegal immigrants. They don't have any paperwork. So that's why if you hear about the story of immigrant workers in the US, sometimes one person can have up to 7 names. So in the morning, then somebody can be Leonardo, maybe in the afternoon, Fulgencio, and then in the night probably somebody else, right? Because this person has 3 jobs. So that's what I did. And I did ethnography. So that's why, when you're doing ethnography, you have to be immersed in the community. You have to do what the community does. So that's what I did. So I multitasked a lot during work, not only physically, but also what was in my mind. Everything is so multitasking like. For example, I had to think about, my status as a grad student at that time, but at the same time, I had to behave like a worker in the hotel. So what I did there actually, as a housekeeper, was cleaning rooms and cleaning toilets and cleaning the hallways and, do a lot of cleanings here and there. So that was a little flashback that I shared with you. Basically, I learned a lot on how to communicate with that workers over there because most of them are very humble. They are good listeners. They don't talk a lot, and I learned a lot with them. So I am a lecturer at the primary school teacher education at this university, and of course, my job is going to be related to talking. So I talk and talk and talk to people every single day. Sometimes I have to talk to people that I don't like. Sometimes I talk to people that I really love. But I always want to have a good conversation with them. So probably you also listen to some advices, right, related to conversation. That in conversation, we need to do things like, for example, manage your eye contact. Also probably summarize yourself, repeat words, and things like that. Nod and smile to show your partner is speaking that you are paying attention. But this is so weird because how can you show someone that you are paying attention when in fact you are paying attention, right? So you don't need that. So the second slide, that's why I would like to, in the next 5 minutes or so, I would like to share with you some things that we need to avoid in order to be able to have a good conversation. So the first one, next slide please. So the first one is going to be avoid multitasking. What I meant by multitasking is not only physically. So I do believe that you have your cell phone in your hands right now. So you are going to be ready, especially Gen Z, you are going to be ready to Google something when I ask you something, right? Because you have that magic cell phone in your hand. But also, especially mentally, when you are talking to someone, be present. Be in that moment. Think about what is right in front of you. And then the second one, next slide. We need to avoid being Mr. or Miss Know-it-all. Right? There is a therapist from the US, I believe, who said that true listening requires setting aside of oneself. So in conversation activities, we need to assume that we always have something to learn. So that's why the science guy Bill Nye said that everyone you will ever meet knows something that you don't. Or if I paraphrase this, we can say that everybody will be an expert of something. And we need to know that according to Liv and Wenger, we are living in community of practice, which means that somebody can be an expert, somebody can be near expert, and somebody can be novice. So you need to be ready. The next one is avoid comparing yourself to others in terms of your experiences. So probably you have this experience when somebody, for example, told you that, oh, I have just got COVID and it was really, really, really severe. And then you are tempted to compare your experience with her or his experience by saying, for example, oh my goodness, just got COVID too. My parents have just got COVID too, and then it was more severe or something like that. Or maybe worse than that. You try to belittle the speaker by saying like, oh, other people out there, they have more problems than you. So please do not do that. Somebody once asked Stephen Hawking a question related to his IQ. So, what was your IQ? And then he said that I don't even care about what my IQ is, because I do believe that people who brag about their IQs are actually losers. The next one is going to be listen, listen, and listen. So Buddha said over there that if your mouth is open, it means that you're not learning. So when we are speaking, actually, we can say 225 words. When we listen, we can say around up to 500 words. I know it will be really hard and you are going to need energy and things like that to fill up your brain with another 275 words, right? But I'm pretty sure that you can do that. When you listen, you will feel that you are going to learn from your partner of speaking. And Stephen Covey, another an educator from the US, said that sometimes people forget that they listen to be able to reply instead of listening to be able to understand. So you have to choose the latter. The last one is be very brief. So the last PowerPoint slide. Be very brief. Because conversation is like a mini skirt. It should be long enough to cover the subject. It should be short enough to attract attention, right? So I'm pretty sure that you are able to do that. I remember a long time ago, my grandparents used to be visited by a lot of people. And then every time those people left the house, my grandma came to me and told us something like, oh, that person is the new head of the village. That person is the new major. That person has a mother who is actually Dutch. So many things. So I grew up assuming that people have hidden agenda, people have hidden quality. And probably it is the one that helps me to be a teacher. So I have to be ready every day that I am going to see some amazing people every single day. Some amazing achievement every single day. And I'm pretty sure that you are going to be able to do that as well. So please go out and meet people and listen to them and keep your mouth shut, keep your mind open, and be ready to be a guest. Thank you so much. My name is Ani and I am